So what we've learned in the last couple of years is that there is a new, what neuroscience has learned is there's something very interesting when the two brains are in balance. So now we're using blue brain and red brain. We need them both to be moral. The red brain gives us our strong cooperative behaviors. The blue brain gives us thinking. So there's this guy called Arne Dietrich, and he is in Lebanon. He's at the American University of Lebanon. And he has this incredibly beautiful theory called transient hypofrontality. Can you put it up? Okay, so transient hypofrontality. So here's what it means. Okay, so what we've got this phenomenon of balance. The two brains are balanced. In psychology, there's a classic state when we are in balance. Anybody know what that one is? Sikh-Mentahali. What's that state? Flow. Yes, flow. Flow is red brain, blue brain balance. So flow, I haven't got any references for him. Maybe Linda, you can find those after. So in flow, we've got these two brains are working together. The red brain is giving energy, passion, strong positive emotions. The blue brain is thinking. Now in transient hypofrontality, what's happening, what Dietrich found out, is that the blue brain slows down a bit. It's not running the show. One of the problems with being in hyper blue brain, if I can use that term, is we think too much. We analyze, where's my wife? What is it that we used to say my dad did what when he was analyzing? My dad was a failed self-rager. So my dad, trust me when I tell you this conversation I'm having today started when I was 3, and I'm not exaggerating. Tell me why you believe, I'm 3-year-old, tell me why you believe in freedom. I just wanted mashed potatoes. But my dad, what happened is he'd go into severe blue brain where he just spin round and round ruminating. So rumination is hyper blue brain without, and so my father would lose that sense of compassion for a 3-year-old who was hungry. So a couple of things happen that's my wife. A couple of things, I recognize the ring. A couple of things two things happen. And I want to give the neuroscience explanation of this. And I think, Steph, you can start to see it coming together now. So in transient hypofrontality, your blue brain slows down. And you go into this state where time dilates. Okay, so what that means is that our sense of time, we have a little biological clock, a temporal clock in our striatum. And what happens is the neurons start to slow down. And so we feel we have more time to choose. I can think this through. I don't have to give an answer right away. So time slows down, okay? And then alongside that, mental space increases. Now, the concept of mental space comes from psychoanalysis, and you can put that one up too for me, okay? And it's called Gedankenrahmen. And the idea here is that, so I just explain it real fast. It's not that hard. The German look makes it look harder than it is. What the psychoanalysts thought was, when an individual slows down, when you can slow down time, when they become calm, what happens is the red brain calms down. And your mind is not filled with worries or intrusive thoughts. So what's happening in this blue brain, red brain balance is that we're having time to choose, and our mental space to choose expands. And what that means is Okay, so mental space is something, psychologists call this working memory. And what we now know is that if I have too many worries, if I'm anxious, if I've got these disturbing thoughts, it shrinks my mental space. I don't have enough to think about the problem. So when we go into this blue brain, red brain balance, we are expanding our capacity to choose.